research examines the journey towards the goal of doctorateness. We explore the route through the eyes of three personas who are typical senior executives with years of expertise, each aiming to discover what becoming a Doctor of Business Administration means for them and their career. The milestones and turning points along the way show us what changed them as they became part of an academic community.
Doctorateness has been described as a threshold concept, a portal to a new world of academic scholarship known to alter how a person sees themselves. Crossing thresholds can be troublesome. People can feel alienated from their former identities, experience a sense of not belonging in either their current role or to the new academic community. They find themselves in a liminal zone, a profoundly unsettling place that challenges who they are and where they belong. Theoretically, once a threshold is crossed and the concept is grasped, many previously disconnected strands of understanding coalesce into a completely new view of what scholarly engagement entails. The apprentice no longer views research just as a set of technical tools to build a knowledge engine, but sees it as a craft that creates a rich and intricate tapestry. A DBA programme offers a microcosm for studying such journeys through liminality for typical personas as they develop their craft and start redefining themselves as engaged scholars. We wanted to understand the milestones and turning points punctuating those journeys in order to inform supervisors, programme managers and personal development experts. For the first 18 months of the quest for doctorateness, it seems to involve three phases. Moving in, entering a liminal state characterised initially by ignorance and insecurity. Moving through, which involves rites of passage, interaction and interdependence with peers and faculty that provide crucial support for wrestling with the challenges of becoming something other. And moving on, beyond the threshold, where potentially internal integration and a path towards a revised identity starts to take shape.
Now let's meet some typical doctoral candidates and learn a little of their different early journeys on the same programme. All the metaphors, descriptions and quotes our characters use come from words and images that they shared with us. They have been merged into three typical yet discrete personas.
We first encounter Sam, Alicia and Ahmed at the start of the programme as they stand on the threshold, moving into the liminal zone. When, as part of their development, they meet in a session to share their life histories, what stands out is the remarkable similarity of their experiences in their formative years. Each had already felt profound feelings of not belonging, being outsiders, ostracised, rejected, or undervalued either by peers or family or cultural differences. As Alicia put it, having become estranged from my tribe left me with no real sense of direction and a growing sense of anger, making it even more difficult for me to find my place in the world. For Ahmed, growing up in a dysfunctional environment left him shy and introverted. Sam's experience of being an immigrant established a strength to be different and not worry about it.
Sam's experience of moving through liminality was rapid, although at first it felt like being a schizophrenic. However, a first self-styled epiphany came quickly when Sam dared to expose their early thinking to academic scrutiny in the public forum of a doctoral symposium. The sense of acceptance Sam experienced smashed through a defensive wall and Sam's learning took off. Crucially, this sudden sense of belonging in the academic world engendered in Sam a sense of real intellectual ability. Further epiphanies followed. Sam visualized himself growing wings and rising like a phoenix, noting also that when you move up the mountain, you can see the valley. The further up you go, the more you can see and the more things look different. Sam said, "I became my own person, self-sufficient, and found my niche, my passion." With a foot permanently in both academic and practitioner communities, Sam started to feel much more drawn to the world of scholarship. Alicia's journey was more earthbound. Moving through liminality gave her a constant sense of being an imposter, stuck on a bridge joining two lands, often misunderstood when trying to explain her work to people on either side of the bridge. The experience of sharing her inner intellectual world remained hard and painful. The allure of the academic side of the bridge was strong, and fulfilled a passion for gathering knowledge, exploring new territory, and making connections. But the rigour of the DBA often, paradoxically, conflicted with her practitioner needs. Juggling identities makes it feel impossible to do either very well. Perseverance and determination are vital. A key step in moving through liminality and crossing the bridge was having to critique others' work. This felt like a rite of passage. Difficult, uncomfortable, even painful. But once completed, it brought a real sense of becoming someone different. Moving on is still tentative. Confidence in having academic conversations is growing, and relationships with some practitioners are changing. However, Alicia still sees herself as an amateur academic, humbled by how much I have to learn, and uses phrases such as curious and enjoying knowledge discovery, finding the process both rewarding and frustrating.
Despite saying he started the DBA to clarify his identity, Ahmed was also trying to fulfill an obligation to someone else and meet a practical career need. Ahmed's journey through liminality is smooth and untroubled. He's still hoping for something transformative to happen. But for him, academic work isn't rooted in anything real. In his own words, the approach makes sense, but no one thinks like that in practice. It's frustrating. If you ask academics whether they make decisions with their own models, none of them do. He says, I have a greater appreciation of the effort it takes to become an academic, but I don't need to become one myself. In 18 months, nothing has unsettled him enough to shift his perspective. It's hard to say when or if Ahmed will move on. He remains a self-styled lone wolf, strong, aloof, untouchable, and ranging across his academic territory and baying at the moon, but with no evidence of identity change.
These personas demonstrate that powerful, symbolic events matter when moving through liminality. Gaining acceptance and encountering firsts are rites of passage. Other examples, like submitting their first written work and getting positive feedback, meeting cohort members for the second time and noticing the change in them, were strong emotional events for exciting transformation.
The analysis and interpretation of all our data showed 3 distinct stages in the early DBA journey. During the initial moving in stage, the process of becoming a scholar feels quite alien. The milestones marking the moving through liminality are uniquely personal but emotionally unsettling. And finally, to achieve the 3rd stage of moving on, it appears that learners need to be open to personal change and willing to risk failure.
Our research shows that these 3 stages are crucial to the journey towards doctorateness. By being mindful of these identity shifts and how each doctoral candidate approaches them, doctoral programs can support the socio-emotional development of candidates as much as tending to their technical research skills. By doing this well, we will develop academic-minded senior practitioners able to operate effectively in both worlds.